I am in the process of building out the first week of programming for a 12 to 14 week training block for my client who is getting ready for Ranger selection. He is currently going back into the Army and is either going into Ranger selection or Special Forces selection. Good thing the standards are relatively similar. So I have used ChatGPT to, I'll actually open that up for you guys so you can see it. I've used ChatGPT to build out the standards. This is the one that actually worked. So I took an image of the standards. I told Chat to break down the standards and list them, and then categorize them by energy system and task type. Okay, so I took that, copied it into a doc, so I have it saved now. It's listed out all of the tests and all of their demands, all of the energy systems required to use them, and then the actual like task type. I did this so that I kind of have like a cheat sheet as I build out the programming, so I don't have to like think each time like fuck what is that, that's mostly glycolytic or that's mostly aerobic or that's we're looking at like hinge specific like power development. So instead it just kind of gives it all here for me, and then I can build this out pretty quickly. So I'm going to take you guys through like in real time as I build his program, and I'll try to explain why I'm doing things the way I'm doing them. Okay. So we're on day one right now. And I am not sure exactly if this is going to be his actual day one, but really what it is we're going to call it deadlift and power dev day. Okay. Deadlift is a heavy, neurologically taxing lift, and if we pair that on a day where we're getting in a bunch of his power work, we're going to be able to kind of get like how do I say this? Like a common stimulus, right? There's multiple methods of programming. You can look at programming as each day having its own specific energy system or stimulus that you're looking to achieve, or you can look at each session having a myriad of each different type of stimulus and you're trying to balance it within each session. I've found both work really well. In this case, I'm going to mess around with trying to keep things pretty well like pretty much like each energy system to its own day, because the amount of work he's going to have to do in this program, I just like trying to get him to deadlift and do like a 12-mile ruck in the same day is going to be pretty brutal. And so I would rather split these things up. There's not a lot of need for a lot of like hypertrophy work or other like heavy or hard resistance training. So then we're going to be able to kind of organize things in a kind of a cool, unique way. So I'll walk you guys through it as I do it. Okay, so day one, or this deadlift and power development day, we're going to start by sneaking in. So he has a med ball throw here, and he's got some power stuff in this test. It's not a big piece, but he's got the standing power throw. So we're getting some med ball slams in and reverse lunges, which works as like a primer or warm up for the deadlift. Also gets us some sneaky volume with these med ball slams, and we'll eventually end up turning these into a med ball toss. Okay, so then we are going to start with the deadlift. We are going to 3 sets of 3 reps at RPE 6, 7, and 8. This is going to be like our testing week. We're going to see where he's at. Okay, tempo none, rest as needed. 3 to 5 minutes. Notes. Feet are okay. So got the deadlift there. We'll probably add in bench press on this session as well. We've got a ton of like push up and pull up work, so if we have one day where we're benching, this will be kind of like his heavy power day. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to go 15 sets of 2 reps. We're going to do some inverted volume, get in some like speed work. Plus, after the dead, these can be a little fried, so this will be nice. This will be nice. It won't have to be super heavy. Tempo, speed. Actually, we'll go controlled, eccentric, explosive, concentric. Rest 30 seconds. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Notes. So basically, I'm just having him like build up power um, with each set as he kind of neurologically or like gets the coordination. And then we'll finish with pull-ups, and we're going to be doing a lot of pull-ups in this program. 3 sets of AMRAP. We're going to mix in pull-ups, chin-ups, all kinds of different stuff, weighted variations, everything. Then we're going to go to day 2. Let's look at what we have here. So we've got this is taken care of. Then we've got dragon carry, planks, push-ups, and rucks. Okay, so we're going to call this our conditioning day, and we're probably going to keep him off his feet and out of like not have to put a ton of load on his spine. So this will be one of our probably like multimodal conditioning days. So I'm going to have this called multimodal conditioning. I can't spell conditioning. There we go. Okay, warm up. We will give him 10 minutes at breathing line. Okay, just some walking to get like the blood going. And then we'll look at, okay, we'll go circuit here. Okay. Actually, we'll go 10 rounds. What do I want to do here? I don't want to get too short. But he does need some like bottom end stuff too. So you know what we'll do? I'm gonna actually give him something gnarly. This I got from Kyle. This protocol I actually got from Kyle Dobbs. This 10 on this 10 rounds of 30 on 30 off. Okay. Okay, cool. And then I'll actually put in some push-ups here beforehand so we get some bottom end work and probably some planks too. We'll do a little like circuit of planks and push-ups. And maybe some inverted rows too, instead of pull-ups. So we'll go boom. Yeah, I like this. Sick. Okay, yeah. Then we can get some extra conditioning work in here too. Pull up, plank. Okay, sick. We'll go 5 rounds. Actually, I should just put this in a circuit. You guys can see. It's kind of funny. I'm like worried about now that you guys are like watching me, so I'm being kind of like nervous about how I'm doing things. But like, fuck, you guys are gonna see. I like make mistakes. I fuck things up. I switch things up all the time. Okay, so let's look at weight circuit, 5 rounds. That's 50, 25. So actually, we could probably go 10 is probably too. No, dude, we can do 10. Yeah, fuck you. Like you. So this is where it's interesting. Like he's in good shape, right? But I also need somewhere to go from here, and I'm also just like kind of trying to come up with like good recommendations of volume. Now, for me, how I come up with like volume recommendations is like kind of just off the top of my head. Like obviously, like I have read enough and I understand enough of the actual science, right? That I do understand. I have these like principles in my head, but I've been doing this for so long that I have a general idea. Like, and I've been working with Xander for a long enough time that I have a general idea of like what his conditioning levels are, and then like what the demands are going to be. So like on this test, we're looking at he's needing 68-ish reps, right? So we're looking at like 70 or 80 is his benchmark that we're looking for. Then we've got on the plank, we're looking at like, dude, 3 minutes, 3 minutes to 4 minutes, which is nuts. So 30 seconds, we might even have to go to 60 here. Because we're going to need to be getting up to, let's go 45 seconds, because that'll give us 10 rounds. That'll give us 450 seconds total. I don't know what that is in like, I'm bad at math, but that's got to be at least 60 into 450 is like 6 or 7, something like that. So we're looking at least a couple minutes. So that gets us some nice accumulation on this. And then pull-ups, I think there's a, did I see chin-ups? Yeah, chin-ups, 16 to 20 run reps. So if we're getting 5 reps over 10 rounds, it's 50 reps of pull-ups. And that's going to be probably our biggest thing we need to work on. He's pretty good at rucking, pretty good at running, pretty good at push-ups, but his pull-ups are not as good. So we'll start a little bit lower here and give him some extra work, an extra bit of runway to push into that. Okay, that'll be the whole session. So that's going to be a lot of work. So I'll give him a rest day here. And then we need to look at what else we need to accomplish throughout the week. So we've covered some like low level general conditioning here. Now we probably need to get like a big ruck, like his big thing is going to be in the middle of the week. So we'll look at, this will be the ruck day. Ruck day. Okay. We'll warm up. I mean, we don't really need a warm up for this, man. Like, you're just going to go for a ruck. Like, it's going to fucking be brutal. So let's say, I just need time on the feet. So I'm thinking we'll start with 90 minutes, 90-minute hike with half expected tactical weight. I'm going to try and express that as best as I can, but he's going to know what I mean. Like, basically, what is the weight that he's going to have to carry, like, when he's on a mission, right? He was telling me, like, upwards of 100 pounds. It's pretty fucking heavy. So I need to get him just time on his feet and getting, like, just getting miles in. 12-mile ruck, yeah, that'll take him 2 hours. Okay, sweet, so that's perfect. So kind of even just off the rip, I'm like already pretty good. So 2 hours is their mark, so 90 minutes puts me at about 75% of that. So this is a really good starting point. And we'll look at getting in some extra, and you know what, that's what I'll do for his, I'll do a second session on this day. So we'll do a second session on this day of like a body weight workout. No, not that, I didn't even paste that, it's from another client. Okay. We'll add workout. Body weight. There we go. Man, how do I keep going too fast? Okay, so we'll say I really like the walking on an incline as a warm-up. I actually got that from one of my coaches and mentors, Jake Benson. It seems like, you know, pretty intuitive, but like it's a great way to accumulate a lot of steps and just get you like prepared for training by just like getting you hot and ready. One of the worst things you can do with training is just like walking in and starting training. So so we'll look at probably a repeat of this similar circuit. So I'll have this here, I'll build in body weight circuit, and we'll go, let's see if we make it a little different. We'll go, no, I'm just going to kind of spam this stuff. Deficit push-ups, so we get a little bit deeper range by 10, chin up, 5, 15. 6. And then we'll go 5 rounds of that. Rest as needed. Okay. Sick. And you can probably just do that at home, so he doesn't have to go anywhere. Who's calling me right now? Oh. Cool. So we've got already 3 days built out. Let's look at, okay, probably have another rest day after this. Because like again, I've got to assess like how he responds to this because this is week one, right? Like you got to understand that we're building out to 12 weeks from now, where in 12 weeks we need to be at a 340-pound 3-rep max deadlift. We need to be at a 13-meter, 14-meter standing power throw. We need to be at 70 push-ups. We need to be at this sprint drag carry in a minute 30. We need to be at a almost 4-minute plank, 13 mile or 12-minute 2 mile, which would not be hard. And then we will be looking at what else? Push-ups, mile, plank. Yeah, these are all. Yeah, these are all. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so we're looking at giving him another rest day just so we can see how he handles the ruck. Like, dude, I mean, if he's gets done with the ruck and he's like, "Fuck, man, I'm fried." Well, good. That gives us a rest day. And if he has a training day after that, like, no, we need the buffer. Okay. All right. So then we're gonna move on to this day 4. Which what do we have left? Right. So we've looked at we've done the ruck. We haven't done any running. Power throw, deadlift, that's covered. Planks. We've got 2 ab sessions, 2 bodyweight sessions. So we'll probably do a 3rd bodyweight session, and then 2 separate runs. I probably won't put the runs on the back end. I'll probably put them on. No, because that covers some of our conditioning work. So yeah, I will put the runs at the back end of the week and see how it responds to them. Okay, so then what we're gonna do here? What do we have left? We've got Saturday and Sunday. Let's see how I want to organize this. Yeah, I'm gonna put this actually here. So at the end of the week. Yeah, like that. Okay, sick. This is what I had to do. I just had to move things around. Okay, strength and run day. So we're gonna have him do 2 separate sessions on this day as well. So we're gonna have a strength session, and then we'll look at what do we want to work on. We'll probably just do some like machine, like just general high volume machine work. I don't really need to get into like super complex stuff here, so we'll just say chest press machine, incline chest press machine. We'll go 3 sets. 5 seconds. 45 seconds. Tempo, none, rest. Seconds. Work. And then, let's see. So what do we want to do to this? Chest supported row. I was going to go short rest on these so we could accumulate a bunch of work, but we've got all that bodyweight stuff the next session. So like, I might actually make this a little bit heavier. Not like super heavy, but I want to give him just a little bit of rest here. So yeah, I'll superset these because then he's getting 45 seconds rest in between each one, and we'll go 60 seconds instead. So he gets a little bit extra rest here. No real notes here. You know how to chest supported row. Leg extension, and then because we want to keep the legs and the knees healthy, we're going to do the same thing here. We'll actually copy and paste this. Okay, superset those as well. Okay, cool, done. So that's there. That gives us, we'll call this resistance because it's not really strength. So we'll call it a resistance session. And then what we'll do is add in run 60 minutes on feet at slow, steady pace. And you know what, we'll actually give him 45 minutes. Because what are we looking at for the time frame for that 5 mile? I gotta find it now. 5 mile, we're looking at 35 minutes. Yeah, so I might even shorten this a little bit. So we'll go, no, I want to accumulate at the top end. So what we're going to do, I think, how I'm going to do this for the runs, we're going to get him some time, like long time on his feet, and then we'll start building speed as we get closer. but I want to make sure that he's healthy enough to handle this. So this will almost be this 45 minutes on his feet will be almost like a test of what his lower limbs can handle. Um, then we're looking at, okay, what else do we have here? So we've got a resistance session, we've got bodyweight work, deadlift and power day ruck session. I think this might be kind of how I start things, man. This looks pretty good. And then both of these days, we'll look at. I'm gonna remove these. Let me think. Okay, so we've got power covered for the week. We've got the ruck in. We've got both bodyweight work in, which needs to be a big priority. We've got some resistance work in. We've got a run in. Oh, you know what I'm going to give him? Okay, these are, dude. This is something I actually got from Brady at DAC Performance, who's doing some really cool stuff. But I'm going to pull up. Let me see. Man, the last part. I am the most disorganized person ever, and so like I don't save anything really like as templates. So then I have to like go back through old client stuff to find old like things that I programmed in for people, which is like so inefficient, dude. It is like the absolute dumbest shit ever. But dude, these joint moves are phenomenal. Like they're so good. It basically all they are is it's 75 reps of taking each joint through every range it can articulate in. So you start with the hand, do like this, right, and then this, and then this, and then side to side, and then you're moving the elbow through different ranges, the shoulder, the neck, the hips, the knees, the ankles, and the feet. But there's such a great way of just like building like general coordination through these joints, getting some like exposure to like movement patterns that we're just not used to. And I think that that's one of the best ways to keep us healthy. And for him, it's going to be a great measure of like where we're at, especially as we get deeper into this. So, cool. I'm like pretty happy with this as a whole. Obviously, it's like a week one, so we're going to see where things go from here. But this looks pretty good to me. I might put in a long unladen walk on this day because he's got 2 full rest days. So I think we put in one more. Yeah, I'm going to put in another ruck on here. I don't think it should be. We'll make it much lighter. So light ruck day. Start time. Sick. Okay. And then, do I want to put some more bodyweight stuff? I might actually do that too. I might put another one of these sessions in here. They just are so easy to recover from that I'm not really like worried about him like getting too beat up. Okay, cool. That feels like enough work for what he's about to do. Because that's my only concern is like, really like, dude, we're preparing this guy for like RASP, and it's like 14 weeks. So like RASP or Ranger Selection. I'm not exactly sure the nomenclature, but I'm preparing this guy for RASP. So like I'm really I want to make sure that he's got enough work in, but I also can't like overshoot it on week one, right? So this is gonna be a ton of stuff, but it looks like a lot. But if you really look at it, like this is our only real other resistance training other than deadlifts and bench press. So we have one session. We've got a bunch of bodyweight work, but that's all really easy to recover from. We have some joint moves here, and then we've got 2 rucks and 1 run. That's not a ton, but like it's just week 1, so bear with me, and then I'll try to update you guys when I get to week 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you made it through the whole thing, that's sick. I have no idea if anyone's gonna actually watch this whole thing, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So we're gonna send it out to him, and see how it goes. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Later.